The Coin Lady channel would like to welcome you back. In this video, we'll discuss XRP. I will also touch on recent events involving the SEC and the rest of the cryptocurrency industry. On the other hand, I discussed the judge and the Epstein case in yesterday's video. People are still arguing about this. Despite the fact that this is not true, many believe that the court will find in favor of the SEC and against Ripple because of the judge's alleged ties to corruption. The claims that the judge in the Ripple case is a member of the deep state have been refuted even by Johnny Deaton. The XRP community has expressed surprise at Judge Torres' decision to dismiss the case. Speculation has arisen that the judge is complicit in the purported cover-up and is acting in the government's best interests by deciding in favor of the SEC. This is relevant to the pending litigation against Ripple and whether or not XRP constitutes an unregistered securities. Deaton, responding to these rumors in a tweet yesterday, emphatically denied their veracity. Reports suggest that Judge Torres dismissed the case solely because prosecutors had made a plea deal with the guards, as pointed out by the attorney representing thousands of XRP holders as a friend of the court in a long-running legal struggle between the SEC and Ripple. The conclusion is such. But why is it that the XRP community is so rife with conjecture? Because we have been through so much together, I think. Consider this. After starting in December of 2020, the SEC versus Ripple case has yet to move forward. Along the way, people's expectations were raised. Today is the last day. Indeed, this is the result. Inconvenience following inconvenience. This leads to renewed feelings of hopelessness, which in turn affects the population. To our dismay, however, we later learned how crooked the SEC actually is. And now, it seems like the sky is falling at the first evidence of corruption, which we automatically attribute to this instance. So that's why I always tell you, I don't want to talk about things until I give them a little bit of time to sit, because so much of what we see all the time is supposition. Once more information becomes available, you may come to see that it's really not that significant. For this reason, I maintained in yesterday's video that I had no reason to suspect this judge of corruption. Even now, I'm confident that she will decide in favor of Ripple and that she has the insight to see through the SEC's corruption. The CEO of Ripple expresses concern for the future of the cryptocurrency industry if the SEC prevails in its action against XRP. One thing Garlinghouse says here makes a lot of logic, but I'm not going to read the full thing. Garlinghouse said that he entered the IT sector in the late 90s. The same people who now believe crypto should be prohibited also said the internet should be banned, he said. With the current discussion of crypto, they were talking about how the internet is being exploited for criminal activities. However, the United States administration firmly denied this and instead pledged to establish guidelines. And that encouraged business people and investors to consider the strategic benefits to the United States. The CEO of Ripple pointed out that the United States could miss out on the next phase of blockchain and cryptocurrency technology. As Brad lived through a similar situation with the internet in the 90s, he's undoubtedly wondering where Congress is to step in and stop Gary Gensler and this lawsuit against, Ripple. Assuming Congress has the ability to do so, why would they not want American invention to remain in the country? For what reason are we allowing our country's innovative spirit be squandered? In this case, that is the million-dollar question. But, given Brad's familiarity with this scenario, the SEC's current actions likely baffle him. The more the SEC action drags on, the more convincing the rebels' evidence becomes. Which means that 94.7% of people favored their choice. Notwithstanding the minority support 5.2% of the vote, stronger SEC charges and claims were met with greater defense and proof. Even among crypto newcomers and long-time observers, the consensus is that Ripple will ultimately prevail in this dispute. They think the evidence is overwhelming in favor of Ripple, and that everyone in the crypto community should be rooting for Ripple right now since Ripple is fighting for the whole crypto community. This section will focus on the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) and its current events. But if this turns out to be accurate, it might have devastating effects on the cryptocurrency market and Binance itself. A former attorney for the Securities and Exchange Commission has warned that Binance will experience a bank run sooner or later. You were right, I warned you. Guests do not have to mine for BNB tokens. Zero effort was used to produce them. Then they wash our money after printing as many as they want. If you utilize Binance, proceed with caution. According to former US SEC Attorney John Reed Stark, the largest cryptocurrency exchange Binance could be hit by a massive bank run. Stark referred to Binance as a shadow bank in a tweet he sent on March 6. Binance offers a variety of financial services but is not subject to audit or regulation by any American authorities, according to Stark. Stark's statements reflect the rising anxiety among US lawmakers about Binance's practices. Currently, I'm praying hard that Binance doesn't go down, as I think that would be really bad for crypto. At this point, we will. Said, Elizabeth Warren asks questions in writing to Binance's CEO and demands an explanation. Binance and its affiliated entities' apparent attempts to evade the enforcement of anti-money laundering laws, security laws, information reporting requirements, and other financial rules raise major doubts about the company's stability and legality and its dedication to their consumers. There may be a larger context at play here, I think. Perhaps there is some sort of backroom deal between BlackRock and Coinbase. Who can say? Yet, we must observe the course of events to know for sure. Elizabeth Warren is applying the strategy she used after the 2008 financial crisis to crack down on cryptocurrency. If this is actually what's happening, it's not good. Hence, the concept of regulation by enforcement emerged. The mortgage business, like the crypto industry today, was really upset, but it has since taken its lumps and is now rather steady. It took an entire age, but the clarity of the law is now more important than enforcement. Thus, crypto executives and advocates, you can criticize Elizabeth Warren's proposal to regulate cryptocurrencies through enforcement all you want, but it will take years of enforcements that eventually lead to laws before you receive the clarity you need. Is she using the same strategy she used before with crypto? How long, if at all, until crypto-specific legislation is enacted, if that is indeed the case? If the process of enacting mortgage regulation took decades. The SEC has now turned its attention to regulating BC currency. According to the SEC's announcement on Monday, the management of BC Coin raised about $100 million from at least 55 investors between October 2018 and September 2022. Ponzi-like payments of $3.6 million were made by the company and one of its principals, Kevin Kang. It is alleged in a complaint filed in federal court that Kang spent at least $371,000 of investor funds on trips, sporting events, tickets, and a luxury condominium in New York City. That resembles Sam Bankman-Fried's fried Ethereum at Trillionisk, so I'm going to assume it is. If the SEC makes a decision, then what? Unsolicited securities offer. Again, we shouldn't be rooting for Ethereum's price to drop since that would be disastrous for the cryptocurrency market as a whole. The potential for Ethereum's growth could be stifled by new regulations if the cryptocurrency is treated as a security. The Securities Act of 1934's registration and reporting requirements would make its application problematic. Far more importantly, Gary has already begun directing us there. Bitcoin is the only exception, he argues, and he has already hinted to Ethereum. We can only pray that Ethereum gets spared next. Crypto mining hardware is becoming another topic of conversation. Gary is pursuing that. Yet, that's not what's happening. Well, this is what went down. The SEC has filed a new lawsuit alleging that Green United did not use the $18 million it raised from investors to purchase limited liability companies, cryptocurrency mining equipment, or cryptocurrency mining software in order to mine digital tokens. The SEC claims that Green United made it appear as though their mining operation was successful by purchasing unmined tokens and then transferring them to the accounts of their investors. At the same time, though, many began stating by preventing the sale of mining equipment, the SEC is effectively trying to outlaw Bitcoin. In addition, that was not what was meant to be conveyed by that. This is why I have always emphasized the difference between supposition and hard evidence. It's another example of a business engaging in illegal practices. Connections that rip through time and space, or Ripple the Fed know. There are many bridges connecting Ripple and the Federal Reserve currently, and I remain convinced that the United States will adopt XRP when the inevitable liquidity crisis hits. Eventually, I believe they will accept Ripple and XRP with open arms, but I anticipate some difficulty in the interim. We still have time to wait, but my sources within the Ripple FedNow network suggest that this whole case with the SEC is just a ploy to keep XRP and Ripple under check until the moment is perfect. XRP is a protocol for exchanging value over a network using the XRP ledger, which is being developed in tandem with Ripple XRP at the present time. And it will also grow to be a significant institution. Credit cards that let you spend cryptocurrency at stores and get loans backed by cryptocurrency are on the way. Around a fifth of American millennials are considering cryptocurrency as a retirement asset. According to a recent survey by Investopedia, 28% of millennials in the United States anticipate using Bitcoin to support themselves in retirement, a figure that is higher than the 25% who anticipate using savings and the 27% who anticipate using stock investments. For this reason, financial institutions are wary. They are concerned, and it's likely why politicians are attempting to slow down crypto, that people will realize they are better off putting the money they normally put in a bank savings account into Bitcoin instead. The possibility of reaching 100x is very real. Investing in cryptocurrency could let you amass a fortune that would last for generations. The bank won't provide you with such openings, and the current legacy system is fading away. The current financial system will soon collapse. After then, the price of cryptocurrency will skyrocket. Our senators have asked Meta to restrict access to the metaverse for minors. This is something I could maybe agree with, but with all the satanic rites and events that are currently being shown on mainstream television, I don't see what a youngster could possibly learn from the metaverse. So it seems that Congress is once again stepping in to make it mandatory that anyone under the age of 17 be denied access to Horizons. It's a metaverse for the whole world. In addition, I think it's critical for the United States to undertake a massive initiative right now. There needs to be some sort of adjustment on their part. To unleash American ingenuity, it's necessary to dismantle the FCC. Hence, we may continue to innovate at a faster rate than the rest of the world, as we have done in the past. However, we are XRP investors. Time seems to be a factor, so we must maintain optimism and patience while we wait for things to unfold. I'm going to end this video now, though. For those of you who have been tuning in, I appreciate your attention. Your attention to my videos is greatly appreciated. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.